lot.
Oh, yeah.
I just hear an opportunity for more aggression.
I
If you're
That
not
sounds
being
like my
aggressive
morning.
enough, that sounds why you're struggling to get out of the parking lot. Be aggressive.
Well, because
And
I
my
was one of the last, like, I got like one of the last parking. So it's like everybody was behind me, you know?
your
Oh,
school doesn't have valet.
No?
Yeah, our school luckily, because I used to do that. I used to walk them up to the gate, but they have valet, so we just drive. But that's chaotic too.
Dang, you go to like a private school?
No, it's public. It's TUSD, but they have like the parent drop off pickup, and you just get in the line and you kick
it,
them out the door.
it probably
Dang.
got so bad they had no choice because drop off and pickup is a nightmare.
Yeah, I think that's why they did it because if not, that whole area would be a nightmare for everybody.
Yeah, it
Sounds
becomes
like
a
an
hazard.
opportunity for a branded popsicle giveaway during school drop off.
Pick up, send them home with the sticky hands.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Don't send them to school send them home with it. So
Coffee for the parents that are waiting in line.
coffee and popsicles.
Genius.
Coffee and cookies. There you go. Well, good morning. Happy Thursday.
Morning.
Glad to
Morning.
see your beautiful faces on here. Good morning, Fabi. Good morning, Erica. Good morning, Aaron. Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, Caitlin. Good morning, Jess. Good morning, Bella. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Gracie. Good morning, Serena. Good morning, Lydia. Good morning, James. Good morning, all of you beautiful people. 14 in count. And good morning,
Dan.
Daisy. The most important one was the dog in the backseat of Jim's car.
So cute.
Pokemon.
So cute.
And his Pokemon. That is his Pokemon. That's adorable. It's a Pikachu.
Me on my way to the office.
I love it. Let's hear some wins.
Remove contingencies for my listing yesterday.
Woohoo!
Yay.
I was finally able to go to the gym after a week and a half of dying. I tried the other day and I was only able to do the sauna, so that was my win.
There you go. Small steps, baby steps, moving forward. That's it. 2.
I'm back. My baby's in college.
Yes, get back. Congratulations on baby in college.
Thank you.
All right.
I got a deal under contract
Way to go,
last
Miss
week
Chris.
and submitted another offer for a buyer.
Yeah, no thanks. Just a Wednesday, right?
If I get that one, it'll be 7 in escrow, which is like I cannot even like process that right now.
That's awesome. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
That's growth right there, girlfriend. Keep it up. Who went to the Hogan School of Real Estate? Couple of yous?
I did.
Yeah, I got Jim Hogan
I
was
did.
in my school class last night when my kids had a presentation for the CME trip coming up, and Jim Hogan was there in the front row because his grandson goes to that school.
Oh, he's adorable.
Yeah. So I got to say hi to Jim Hogan yesterday. I work with his daughter very closely on everything. I didn't go to Hogan School. I went to Brodsky, so it was interesting. I'm like, I know who that guy is, and I went and said hi to him. On all your behalfs, I said, you did a great job. Well, what situations have you guys been working through this last week or so that you want some more clarity on? I like Thursdays to be kind of our situational thing. Let's talk about what's going on in the market and how we can walk through it. Great.
I went to a awesome negotiations class yesterday. It was really good.
What was your big takeaway?
The big takeaway was it was moving the middle was the big takeaway. Everybody always talks about split the difference, meet in the middle, et cetera, et cetera. And he says, make your own middle and then meet there. So if the house is 600,000 and your client somebody offers 500,000, you don't counter at 550, counter with 585. And then they come back to 535, and all of a sudden now the middle's moved. Did that come through? Or did I freeze?
No, you came through. I'm
Okay.
just waiting for people to sink it in.
Our brain is still loading.
And I got a buyer rep last night too.
Where'd he go, Jim?
Wait, okay, sorry. Can you say that one more time, Jim? My brain was having trouble
Okay,
grasping that.
because Jim's cutting out as he's driving. I can tell his coffee cup's not moving. He's talking in the same element, moving the middle, as it is price anchoring. You have a listing at 600,000. Buyers want 500,000. Contemporary, let's meet in the middles would be a 550 offer. But if you come in at no, I'll do 585. That's a $15,000 change. They come back, we'll do 535. That's a $35,000 change. Now your middle is 560, not 550. You're moving the middle.
Mhm.
But you're also price anchoring. In a lot of negotiations, they're hoping that you will come off your number. As a listing agent, your job is to say, no, we're not going to come 50-50. Unless they're greatly overpriced and you're like, hey, I told you guys you'd get an offer around 500,000. You should be excited to take this. But if it's reasonable, you're on the market at a good price, you come back and say, you know what? If we're going to negotiate, we're going to negotiate small. Come back at 590. 595, only a $5,000 or $10,000 swing. Because if I'm right, and the class that Jim went on, the psychology went further, is they talk about if you make big adjustments, the other side thinks that there's still more adjustments to be made. So if I were to come back and say, you know what, I'll give you 550, they're like, oh, you know what, we'll do 525.
Okay.
Because they
Okay,
think
thank you.
there's more meat on the bone. But if you come back and say, you know what, Josh, I'm only going to give you 580, 750. And did they talk about using non-rounded numbers too?
Yeah, a little bit.
You guys know why car dealerships put prices that are not rounded numbers? 997, 995.
Cheaper.
It makes it look cheaper, but does it look negotiable? If something's for $30,000, what's your first thought?
You want $30,000.
I could probably get a discount. But
Yeah,
that is
25.
$29,783.
That sounds like an exact price to me.
Well, technically, they're both exact prices.
Okay. Fair. Fair.
But psychologically, we're like, oh, they've given me the best deal possible. Like Costco, $297. No, it's $3. Like, but in our brains, we're like, oh, that's a fixed price, $297. There's no movement. You come at somebody at a garage sale, they're like, I'll give you $10 for this scooter. And you're like, yeah, I'll take it. But if you have it listed, this scooter is $11.87. They're going to be digging through their purse for change. Same negotiation happens on the big scale and the small scale. So come back when you're coming back off of a $500,000 offer, and the sellers and the buyer's agents come. Sorry, as a buyer's agent, you come in at 500,000, and then the sellers come back at 585. What do you do?
You said on the buyer side?
Yeah. Do you come back at the buyer side and split the difference again?
Maybe.
No, you go lower than your original.
Yeah, you can go down. It's one way of
Now we
doing it.
do. Now we can.
But instead of going to the middle, which is 560, what's the win for the buy side, right? They wanted to pay 550. They're in at 550. Right now they're at 535. $15,000 more puts you at 550. So why not come back at 547, 350? Now does it look like I have put every single dollar I possibly can into this deal?
Yeah.
It's just the psychological back and forth. I told you guys about the one that was a couple months ago, the guy that offered 860, but he wanted to be at 860, 250. Because he wanted to show this is it. That's everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they accepted it. $250 on an $800,000 purchase price is comical.
I have a question
Yeah, what's
about
up?
what you guys think about this strategy. So there's a property that my client saw that was 450,000. It's had a $19,000 price reduction. And we were looking at getting like a 1-1 buy down, or he was also looking at just offering closer to 400,000. And so I was trying to this morning think about like what would be a better strategy to present to the listing agent. Um, but also like keeping my buyers like monthly lower. That's why we were looking at the 1-1 or the 2-1 buy down.
So
How
let me
do you
ask you
guys?
again, is it 450 list price now, or is it 450 less than 19?
No, sorry, it's 450 listed now.
Okay, so it was 469.
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're at 450 now, and his payment comfort is around 400.
He wants to offer 400,000.
Okay.
See if we can get it because it does need like it's not a brand new unit, but it's not like in disrepair.
Okay.
Just needs a couple things.
Is that 400,000 with the buy down or?
That's what I'm trying to like, talk through. It's like, do you do the 2-1 buy down or the 1-1 buy down to get his monthly down, or do you go off of the purchase price and just ask for 400,000? Like, I was good. I don't know.
Well, your 2-1 and 1-1 aren't permanent buy downs. So his
Mhm.
payment will then go back up after the period. Now you can do a permanent buy down. So
That's what the lender suggested.
okay.
So that's why I was like, okay, what's better? Well, trying to like wrap my head around this.
Yeah,
What?
because your 2-1 buy downs is that the rate now is 2% less than it will be. Next year it's 1% less than it will be, and then it'll be the rate that it'll be.
Mm-hmm.
To find out what the payment's going to be when that rate goes back to full unleaded,
Okay.
full Coke instead of Diet Coke. Right.
So then
Don't
if
marry the house and date the rate.
so if like, he's like, okay, it's a little bit higher now, like on the third year, it's going to be higher. I would rather just not do that and see if I can offer 400,000.
Yeah, and here's where my thoughts are is if they can get 400,000 way, you're saving $350 a month in payment. A $50,000 reduction, roughly 70,000 per or $70 per thousand
Mm-hmm.
gives you 700 per 100,000. Is that right? Yeah. So $7 per thousand, 70 per 10,000 gives you 350. Now, if you do a rate buy down and he gets a permanent rate buy down of 6.5 or 6 or 5.5, if you can get that low, that'd be a big buy down. What does that look like? Use the mortgage calculator and show them. If you offer 450, but you put the money towards a buy down, which would be $20,000 or $30,000 in buy down, you still have this huge principal on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone
Okay.
else have thoughts? I don't want to be the only one giving negotiating advice here. Because if you're having someone buy a house and you're doing a $50,000 swing in principal, and there's already communication and storms about rates coming down, is it advantageous for them to have the higher principal as rates come down, or have spent that money towards buying the rate down and then they're like, oh, the rates came down naturally to where I wanted to be?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I say this because on my mom's house we bought 2 years ago, we did $25,000 in rate buy down so she could qualify.
Okay.
It was $25,000 in buy down, not $25,000 off the purchase price.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a year later, the rates came down to where she is now, naturally. So that cost us $25,000 in principal. And as rates continue to decrease, we can then now refinance her house even more and save it. But had we done $25,000 less in principal, it would have put her in a better position for refinancing because, yes, her rate would have been higher for that first year. She'd have been paying an extra $125 a month for that first year. but then she could have refinanced, still had the lower principal, refinanced to a lower payment than she is paying now at a better rate. You have to look at the whole picture. What makes the most sense? A 3-2-1 buy down gives you 3 years of grace. A 2-1 buy down, 2 years of grace. But the rate always goes back to where it's supposed to be. And if things aren't gonna, if this was 2020, I'd tell you do the buy down because we don't know where the rates are gonna go to. And you're
Right.
good. But now we're like, hey, rates are coming down, and everything shows that they should. And I say that they should because we don't know what the Fed's going to do, but all indicators say, hey, rates are coming down.
Mhm.
Why would I want to artificially buy down the rate when they're going to be there anyway in 6 to 9 months, maybe a year? I can pay $4,000 to $5,000 in additional lending fees and get a lower rate, and my payments even less.
Okay. He was also wanting to do a couple of repairs to this, so he was just thinking about, okay, the money that he's gonna have to put in. So that's why he was like, okay, well, I would rather just come off the purchase price, but the lender was also looking at the monthly payment and seeing how we can get that monthly down. So that's why I was just like trying to figure out like what's better, looking at it all.
Yeah, you gotta look at all things. And now I trust lenders, but I don't trust lenders because they're always going to be a factor of what they're trying to get. And if you find a lender that you know will say, hey, you know what, this doesn't help me at all, but it helps your buyer, listen to that lender. But if you got a lender that's like, no, we got this program you can use and soak up the closing costs. And here's my conspiracy, I don't trust people brain, is if you've got $15,000 in concessions, I know most loans don't have that much in fees. So lenders will rack up their rate or increase their fee, their commissions, to soak up the rest of that concession. So I'd like to go to the lender up front. How much do I need for closing costs? Dollar amount, exactly. I'm going to get that and conversate, and then I'm going to do the rest in a price reduction. That
That's
way,
what
cash out of hand.
I asked so at this point, it's like you would ask the exact closing amount with the $400,000 purchase price to the lender. I mean, I have that already. I
Yeah,
think.
you're gonna do the 400,000, then just do 400,000 if they're gonna pay cash out of pocket.
Mhm.
There's always a scenario where you're asking for too much and the seller won't listen to you anymore. $50,000 is just a little bit over 12%.
Yeah.
So
We're starting a conversation.
yeah, starting a conversation. And that conversation might get responded to, might not. But you want to come in with what's going to be the best scenario for your buyer. If he's going to be putting money into it, then maybe we save him some out-of-pocket costs on the closing. And just tell him, hey, if you're good at the rate now, let's drop the principal. Keep your overall fees in place. If he's really, really worried about the monthly payment, then why are we shopping this high into his budget? I think a lot of agents forget that part.
I think we're trying to like look at how much we could get off.
Then
He could go more. He was
go
right
principal.
now it's like 3,700. He could go up to like 42.
Yeah,
So
go principal.
okay.
Go principal, because then you're in a good position, because when you refinance it, you don't get to renegotiate the principal balance.
Okay.
It gives him more leverage long run. Any other thoughts? If you're in a position where you're negotiating for your buyers at the top of their budget, that's a great question. Why are we shopping at the top of your budget if you're so conscious about the monthly payment?
Well, I just had
Dan,
this
but
conversation.
we love this house.
Go ahead, Chris, and then Jim.
Oh, I was just gonna say was having a long conversation with David last night. In fact, I'm waiting on an answer back because we've got to get the exact verbiage because we've got a VA loan deal under contract that we've got 2% seller concessions already that we negotiated for in the initial contract, and then a crap ton of stuff came up on the Binzer, and so but they're older sellers, so they're like, let's just find a number that works for a credit. And that's one where we have to finagle it because we have to categorize things a certain way to ensure that it doesn't exceed the 4% seller concessions allowable with the VA loan, and it doesn't go back to the seller. So it's like, how do we need to word this addendum to accompany the BINSR so we're putting the max amount to the 4% and then the rest of it's being applied elsewhere.
Or you get in estimates for work to be done and paid by the seller at the close of escrow factored into that don't go against the buyer at all.
Yeah, we did get some of that, but it's we're just getting a ton of pushback, and so it's
Yeah,
like,
they just don't want to deal with it, probably.
yeah,
I get you.
they're kind of mad that we got a discount on the purchase price and seller concessions, and now we're coming back, and I'm like, hey, it's not my
Bro,
fault.
why are you mad that you didn't maintain your house?
Exactly right.
It's like being mad that you tripped over some dirty clothes when you didn't pick up your room. Bro, why are you mad?
Exactly.
You did this.
Why are you mad?
All right, Jim, what was your thought? If you remember it.
Oh, I was just hypothetically commenting on why do they shop at the top of their price range, and it's because if I can afford 500,000, I'm gonna find something that's 500,000.
Yeah, but affording 500,000 is just not the pre-qual 500,000. What is it? It's I have all the cash that I need to close this deal, which includes down payment and closing costs. And I'm ready for the ramifications of any work needed. Now, I have a buyer that submitted an offer on one of my listings the other day, $300,000 purchase price. It's listed at $303,900. And they came in at $300,000 plus wanted 5.5% in concessions on a VA loan. What's wrong with that?
You can only do 4% on VA loans.
Now we see the issue. But there's also a situation where a VA loan, you can supersede that 4% by having the seller give a bigger credit that's being used to pay off other liabilities that allow the buyer to qualify.
Oh, is that the debt that what's his name was talking about last week?
Yeah.
Okay. Were they doing that?
They're trying to.
Okay.
But then we also had we had another offer. We had two offers the same day. And I told him, he's like, well, we need all the concessions. I'm like, then increase your offer to make it okay before I accept this other offer. Give me another offer. Well, they came back at less on the purchase price and more on the concessions. I'm like, there's a $12,500 delta here. He goes, oh, well, they're at the top of their price range. They just really love this house. And then my first thought was, why are you shopping at the top of their price range when they have no flexibility? If you need all of the credits, 5.5% and $300,000 is a lot of money. All right, $16,000. If the seller was going to take $16,000 less, what do you think you'd price the house at? Probably not $300,000. But can we set our buyers up for failure by doing that?
Yeah.
Very easily.
I fell out of escrow because of that from the buyer.
We got to have,
listing
very
side,
clear conversations and say, hey,
yeah,
and I want you to get every house you want. I do. As a buyer's agent, I want you to get exactly what you want. I want you to be super happy, elated, and just cracked out crazy about your new house. But I don't want you to be in two situations. And one, that is false hope. I don't want you to feel like it's possible to get something that's more than you can qualify for. And I don't want you to fall in love with something you can't afford. And I don't want you to be house broke. I want you to be house broken. We're working on that, aren't we, Josh? So proud of you. But I don't want you to be house broke. What is house broke?
you're sitting on the floor.
What's house broke? You spend all your money on your monthly payment every month.
Yeah, it means all I can do is afford my mortgage. I have no money at the end of the day. Yes, technically you can qualify. And there are some lenders out there that will slam people into mortgages that they can barely qualify for. And just because it's a green light in the system does not mean that's a green light in life. So maybe we need to go 15 or so miles away from where you're looking to get a better price. Maybe we need to look in a different area. Maybe we need to change some of our criteria so that you put yourself in a better position. This house is perfect. Okay. Do you want a comfortable payment or the perfect house? We want the perfect house. Then we need to change your expectation monthly. Some people out there are stuck on stupid thinking $1,500 a month is a high payment. Hi, I'm some people. Because most of my
That's my
houses
rent.
have been around $1,500 a month mortgage payment. I have one house that's $3,600 a month. And I hate it every month when I've got to write a check. But to some people, when they're out there buying houses and you're giving them $2,200, $2,600, what did you say, Fabi? $3,700 in
Mhm.
payment? They're like,
Yeah.
that's so high. I'm all, no, it's not. Compared to the market now, if you're comparing it to what you know, yes, it's high because you're paying $2,200 a month. That's not
Mhm.
realistic in this market.
Mhm.
So what's more important, the perfect house or the comfortable payment? There's a difference between what people want to pay and what they can pay. When we started this conversation off around budget and their approval amount, right? What they qualify for. A good lender, when you're working with a good lender, will tell people, hey, you could qualify up to $5,000 a month. I think you need to keep it around 3. And that gives you this price point. That's a good partner. Versus, hey, you can qualify for $5,000 a month. That's an $800,000 house. Go have fun. Congratulations.
For real. I have serious trust issues with lenders.
And that's why it's really important to work with one that you can trust.
Yeah.
And that's like, I love Steve to death. Like, he's my go-to because multiple times in my life, he has shown his willingness to tell people you could qualify for a lot more. But don't stress yourselves. What you're looking for is in this environment. Now, Sam has also done the same thing. But I have definitely in my career ran across buyers that their lender was all, you can absolutely qualify. All you need is to get the seller to do X, Y, and Z. Well, sometimes sellers aren't willing to do that. You can qualify for a $300,000 house. All you need is the seller to give you $20,000 back. Okay. I'll translate that for California. You could get a $500,000 house. All you need is the seller to give you 80 grand. What? Is that going to happen? I don't care how long it's been on the market. I don't know very many sellers that'll give you a majority of the money back. Because if the market's gone up 20% and they bought it in the last 3 years, they just gave you all the equity.
Mhm.
Because between paying for your services, paying for their fees, and giving the credit to the buyers, are they walking away with anything?
Mhm.
And buyers are going to see, well, they bought it for $260,000. They're going to walk away with profit. No, they're not. Because there's still taxes, fees, and compensation. What someone paid for something only has an effect on them, not you.
And it doesn't matter what they paid for it.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what they paid for. Like I had an investor the other day. He's like, the guy looked up the tax record. He bought it for $150,000. He's selling it for $310,000. He's making $150,000 in profit. I'm like, no, Bubba. He had to do repairs and updates.
Yeah.
There was no pictures of when he bought it at $150,000. I'd imagine he bought it at $150,000 because it was dog ugly. And if that $300,000 is out of your price range, then let's not put ourselves into a failure position. Let's go find 275, 280. Let's go find something that's going to be a little bit more in your wheelhouse. And if we have to negotiate 3% at 280 to get you close, it's probably going to happen a lot easier than trying to negotiate 8% at 300. What's the 8%? That's 3% buyer broker compensation and 5% in credits. Holy crap. You want $24,000 of my money to help you buy this house? What do we say to that, class? Do we tell them to go put on their slipperiest, silkiest socks and go out in the backyard, find the sharpest little tiny stones and kick rocks?
Yes.
Guys, it's negotiating is the most dollar productive activity you can do. That's why you get paid the big bucks, is helping them realize what you can and can't do. But I want you to be a fanatic. I want you to be crazy about helping your client get crazy deals done. Don't be afraid to ask. Yes, I just talked for 15 minutes about being rational and understanding. But also, like I say, you can't start the conversation if you don't put an offer out there. Fish rarely bite hooks that are not in the water. So, plus, if you need all those concessions credits and a lower rate, go put them on a new build. There you go. Are you going to find a $300,000 new build? Let's ask Christina. She knows all of them.
Yeah, Christina, where's the new bills at?
Sheldon, you must not have gotten my Excel document that breaks down every new build community by brand and area with amenities.
I was gonna say, Sheldon, where's the drive? Pull up the link right now.
Pull it up, dude.
Did I miss it?
You must
San
have.
Diego fries.
Am I gone?
Where is this document? I need this.
I'll share it in the WhatsApp.
She'll put
I think it was before you guys.
Yeah, it'll be in the WhatsApp chat.
But it's in WhatsApp.
It's going to be. She's going to post it in there again. Another thing to that credit is Christina did the research for herself, for her client, so that she knew I had options.
What a goat.
What are you doing? You lazy bums, go research. Go find some options. Go get prepared. But again, I'm new at this. I've never done a new build. Just look at your realtor resource pages and look at the new home source professionals. Go look at the areas and look what they sell for. Oh, on this side of town, new builds are between $400,000 and $900,000. On this side of town, they're between $275,000 and $600,000. And on this side of town, you can't get anything less than $1 million. Great, now you know. Be prepared. Preparation, my friends. All right, guys. Did you have a good day? Did you learn something?
Yes.
I think we need to have more conversations around negotiation because I want you to be more comfortable getting out there ripping people's faces off.
Rip them off.
Rip them off, guys. Ask those questions. Man, I love when agents come at me with a super hard negotiation because I'm like, we're gonna dance, baby. Let's have some fun with this. Because I know what my seller is willing to do, and I'm going to keep every red cent possible that I can. I don't care if it's Anthony Sotelo on the other side. I'm going to come for him.
Get him.
Ripping that face right off. I'm taking my 3%. And if you have a tough negotiation, you want to look at it more, let's bring it to the call. Let's talk about it. Let's get some more insight. Or if you had a tough negotiation, you felt like you didn't do so well, this is a great opportunity to get some feedback. This is what I said. This is what they said. This is what happened. What would you have done differently? Early in my career, I was working with a guy named AJ. He's been in sales for 99 years. The dude was old as Christ. And every time I had something that went wrong or it went right even, I went to AJ and said, hey, can I run the scenario by you? And I'd tell him. He goes, well, bud, looks like you did the right thing. Sometimes you can't catch them all. Or he'd be like, well, you'd mess that one up. Fix this, this, and that, and do that next time. And I learned. Learn from others' mistakes too. Bring that to the community. I think Thursdays are going to be our negotiating days. Sound good? Situational awareness. You guys have a damn good day. And go play with your Pokemon. Maggie's like, what? You missed that part of the call. It's okay.
The best part, Maggie.
It really was. So, anyone seeing the VO videos I'm putting in the chat, in our group chat?
The Ellie Milet dude?
No, the commercials that I'm making.
Oh yeah, the chicken. I
You know
thought
why I'm
it-
doing that? To show you guys you can do it. It's very easy. This is all through Keller Williams VO3. I'm not paying for that.
That's pretty good.
You guys can create stuff every day to put out there to communicate with your public and let them know that you exist and to use you in real estate.
Dan, what are you using for those?
That's Gemini. That's the Gemini that you get from Keller Williams.
Okay.
Gemini Pro. If you use log into your KW email. Sorry, Fabi. Sorry, Jim. Sorry, James.
It's still active.
Is it great? Go
Yeah.
try the Gemini thing. Go play with it. You get 3 videos a day. Use your Chat GPT to come up with some cool ideas to create graphics that you can, or a video that you can slice together and put into a compelling little 15 to 20-second reel or post or something to put out there on social media that will drive some attention. Have fun with it. I want you guys to know that we are in the fast moving world of marketing where it's businesses that are fast that are winning, not the ones that are good. So get out there and talk to people, show people, tell people, remind people every single day. That's why I put it on there so you guys can have fun with them.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Like Jason's Chicken Little thing, rates are falling. Loved it. A little quick AI thing. Josh even sent me one too. Go have some fun and scream from the rooftops that you're in real estate and you can help people buy and sell houses, including the new builds. Sound good?
Yes.
Let's go do something cool today. Like, I don't know,